Hi guys, it's Melinda and welcome to this introduction about my new series that is called Dapper Dragen, the joy of baby wearing. And I'd like to tell you shortly why I made this series, why I feel like we should talk about baby wearing, and in the end I'm also going to tell you how I'm related to the topic. So first things first, my motivation to do this series about baby wearing is nothing else than my own experience. I've worked in healthcare, I've worked with babies, I've worked with families as a whole together, and then later in the elderly care before I moved on to study international business and other things. And when I became a mother, somehow my studies, my experiences all came together, and I started to understand how important it is that when we get a little child, we keep our focus on how it feels to become a mother, how it feels to become a father, and how our new being as a parent is going to connect to everything else we did before. And I found that a very, very overwhelming experience, and what really helped me to make that connection and to connect to my instincts and to be the mother who I would like to be was nothing else than baby wearing. Now I think that baby wearing, that is literally just to carry your baby instinctively as you would like to do it close to you, and you can use it with tools or with your hands, but the idea of baby wearing is really to fulfill this very strong instinct that you want to keep your baby close, is a very, very practical and very simple way to reach fantastic goals. There are very few things, I think, in the world that can be so simple and have such a powerful effect. So in this series, I'd like to talk to you about why we baby wear, what is baby wearing exactly, how you can learn baby wearing, and what is ergonomic baby wearing. You will see these videos appearing periodically, and you are going to notice that I'm creating this series in 3 languages, which means that it has its own perks. When I'm speaking to you in English, then I'm providing you with a general international view of the topic. Then my goal is really that wherever you live in the world, you can connect to the topic of baby wearing, and you know how to get started, and you know what to look out for approximately. And I'd like to help you to connect to baby wearing communities and the whole idea, no matter where you are. I'm creating this series also in Hungarian because originally I'm from Hungary and the Netherlands, and I find it very important that the community I know and the culture I know will also benefit from my experience, and I'd like to reach out for you guys also in Hungary or Hungarian people who are not living in Hungary, and you are going to receive my message and information about baby wearing in a much more culture specific content. I'm also going to give you a bit more specific tips as to how to connect to communities, etc. I'm also going to make a few videos in Dutch, and it's because I've been living in the Netherlands for a long time now, and I'm active here as a baby wearing educator, and I know many of you, and you're coming to my baby cafe monthly where we are talking about these kind of topics such as baby wearing and other things. So I would like to create a core content for you in the Netherlands, although my Dutch is not nearly as good as my English or my Hungarian, but I felt that if this is something that's really important to me and I'm passionate about, I don't expect everybody to speak English, so the very basic things I'd like to give you in my broken Dutch, but I hope that you will receive it with as much love and understanding as I created it with. And of course then you are going to receive some more specific content and a point of view that really fits Dutch culture and how we here in the Netherlands think about baby wearing. Last but not least, I'd like to tell you a little bit about for whom I'm creating these videos, because I would like to prevent that you think that it's only for mothers. It's not a thing for moms only. Baby wearing is for everybody. It depends on whom you trust with your baby, and I think talking about baby wearing and the idea behind it, and thinking about some social concepts such as, will I actually spoil my child if I carry my baby or not. We have to discuss these things. We have to understand the answers to these things, and this series, I think, going to answer these kind of questions. So it's for grandmothers, grandfathers, friends, family, anybody who is involved in bringing up the next generation, which is pretty much everybody. So feel free to share this video and to talk about it. Feel free to criticize it, leave me comments below. Let's discuss what I'm talking about, because I'm only one person with one point of view on the world, obviously, and I find it very important that you teach me how you think about these things, so we can grow and learn together. Lastly, I'd like to add my relation to the topic. I'm not just an enthusiastic peer supporter. I'm a certified baby-wearing educator. I graduated as such in the Netherlands. I'm also specially trained to help people with different challenges, such as when someone is sitting in a wheelchair, or how to carry a baby if the baby has hip dysplasia or other conditions. So also I have a background in healthcare, in medicine, which really helps me. I'm a newborn and infant caregiver by profession, and then I went on to study midwifery, which I did not finish, but it does give me quite a bit of knowledge on on the female body. And when I'm talking about baby wearing, it's really handy that I understand what happens around the birth giving area and how you can then continue with baby wearing as a very natural step after your pregnancy. I'm also a breastfeeding coach, and that's why you will see it in my title that I just say that I'm a perinatal consultant, because I find it's really easy to express what I'm doing that way. Also, I'm an international communication and business specialist, which really helps me to relate to the industry and to cultures in general, and how very instinctive things and wishes translate to the daily practice, and also how it's all connected to products. I find it very important that we talk about products and in general think about how business approaches these very instinctive and natural things, because this is what in the end of the day will surround us. So if you think about how you're approached by a company, how they try to sell you a carrier, I find it very useful that I understand what's the process of the product development and where you as a consumer will join in. And I'm not going to talk about these things in my videos, but it gives me a very solid background knowledge on maybe tell you what to look out for when you are choosing a product, and to understand how the whole industry approaches us as either new parents or grandparents, etc. So it just gives very nice, colorful, let's say, angle on the topic. So without further ado, I'm hoping that you will skip to the next video now. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me comments and like the videos. I'm new to this. You're also going to see that the quality of my videos will vary. It's because I started this whole journey by recording when my baby was actually sleeping on me. So there is a video when he's snoring, and I'm not sure if I'd like to retake it at this point. Maybe it's just fine that things are not perfect. And I also switched cameras in the meantime, so please forgive me some inconsistency, but it does not alter the quality of the information. So I hope that you can focus on that, and I'm really hoping to see you in my next videos, and that we are going to stay on this journey together. Many more topics will come, not only baby wearing, but for now, enjoy the baby wearing series. Have fun and see you next time.